heartbeat of the streets where every voice begins to rise. Stories flow like city lights, shining through the night. Welcome to Voices of the City.
Welcome back to Voices of the City. Today we're revisiting the events of November 21st, 2019, a day which changed Cali forever, right at the moment when thousands decided to raise their voices. Our goal is still the same, to understand rather than to judge, which is something many people forget to do when they talk about protests.
For anyone who doesn't remember to connect the facts, the protests broke out due to economic reforms, corruption, the killing of social leaders, and a deep feeling that the government had stopped listening. Downtown Cali was already tense before anything started to spiral, which made the atmosphere heavy and confusing. Andrade, before the situation began to change dramatically, what was your morning like?
That morning felt unusual. My team and I were trying to stay calm, trying to avoid overreacting and trying to keep the streets open while crowds were moving toward the city center. Everything started peaceful. Music, banners, families walking together, but later we saw groups breaking into stores and others throwing objects. We had to try to respond without losing control. Also, many of us felt overwhelmed and even frightened. I remember helping several families escape through side streets, which was one of the few moments that made me feel I was doing something meaningful.
From our side, the initial intention was always peaceful. I joined the first line, believing we were there to protect the crowd, but you know that the protests often attract people who come from chaos, not for justice. I later regret leading and forget some of my decisions, which that created space for unknown groups that to take advantage and escalate the confrontation. Where at some point everything became a blur. People running, police moving forward, rumors spreading, and tension building up faster than we could understand.
The afternoon was complicated, but the night was something else entirely. It felt like the city was on survival mode. Andrade, what difficulties were you facing inside the police force during this night?
It was a total chaos. I remember trying to guide the residents into safe areas while alarms kept ringing, and the streets filled with cars speeding through, people rushing away, neighbors shooting down from balconies. Fear spread faster than accurate information, which made the situation even harder to manage. Our biggest contribution that night was helping families and protecting homes, but the difficulty was enormous. We were understaffed, overwhelmed, and emotionally exhausted. The result was a city that woke up the next day divided and miserable.
From the people's side, it wasn't easy, really. Um, Rumors kept building up, fear kept rising, and many understood for the first time that the protests come with real consequences, injuries, destruction, anxiety. One difficulty for us was trying to stop misinformation, but it kept spreading, desire to try to rebuild the trust. That's why conversation like this matter.
When people from opposite sides start listening to each other, understanding follows. That's the key to preventing future tragedies and recognizing that everyone, police, protesters, and citizens, belongs to the same city, which means we share responsibility.
Thank you both for your honesty and for speaking right from the heart. And thank you to our listeners. This has been Voices of the City, a space where stories converge and dialogue move us forward. See you next time.